Alright guys, what's up everyone? Juggalo here and welcome to PC News You Can Use. And we got some good stories coming out that happened last week. So let's go ahead and check them out. I have to go back on all my sources that I have. Alright, next up, or I should say first up, sorry about that, is the NVIDIA's GeForce GTX 670 short PCB, pictured up close, and here it is. It's going to have a dual link DVI, two of them. It's going to have HDMI, and there is a picture of that. And then, let me see if I can, it'll have a 4+2 phase connection. It will more than likely have two 6-pin connections. It's going to have a 256-bit wide memory interface, and the VRM area is pushed towards the front of the PCB. Excuse me. Also, you'll be able to do 4-way SLI with this card, which is pretty interesting in my opinion. Alright, now I don't know if this is true or not, but we'll see in the future. Next up we have Antec Readies, the Solo 2G case right here. So there it is, pretty plain, you know, your standard case and everything. Alright, there's another picture, has some dust filters, and then some more pictures of it, like so. So it is going to be 470 by 205 by 440 millimeters. It weighs 9.1 kilograms. Keep in mind, this is how the article is written and everything like that. And it's going to be around $172 in Japan. So it should hit stores May 12th, which is today, or yesterday, excuse me. So I guess if you're interested in the case, go ahead and check this out if you want to. Next up, OCZ releases firmware enhancement for Vertex 4 SSDs and intros to 4 or 64 gig model. So basically it'll help you out in performance and everything like that. So go ahead and check out this if you do have a Vertex 4, and also if you want a 64 gig model, check this article out too. Next up, AMD Readies the 1 gigahertz 7970. As you guys know, 7970 was top dog. Well, it's no longer top dog, so basically to put more competition on the NVIDIA, they're going to start releasing 7970s that have a core clock of 1 gigahertz. So we'll see how that goes and everything like that. Next up we have Company of Heroes 2 Invades the Eastern Front. It is made by THQ and it will be released in early 2013, and it is going to be in the frozen front lines of war in Russia. So if you are interested in that, it comes out in early 2013. Next up, AMD Trinity APU launch confirmed for May, and basically these Trinity APUs will have a 25% increase in processing performance, which I would hope, and up to 50% increase in performance as far as graphic performance. So we'll see how that goes. So they can claim it, but let's see if they can prove it, kind of deal. Next up, Zotac unveils custom designed GeForce GTX 680 AMP edition and 4 gig edition. As you guys know, I think this is the one where they're trying to do at least a they're aiming for 1.5 gigahertz core clock, but I'm not sure if they achieved it or not. So it looks like they have base core clock is 1110 megahertz, and then the core boost is 1176 megahertz core boost, and it has a 6008 megahertz memory, and then against NVIDIA reference speed 106, or I should say 1006 base, and then 1058 for core. So you can see that they're trying to basically come out with higher clocks than the stock clocks released by NVIDIA originally. Alright, let's see, it has a, let me see which one has which. One probably has a 6+6, and then one has a 6+8 more than likely. And both cards are going to be priced $750 a pop. Alright, here it is for the Amped Edition card. And then this would be the standard card right here. So if you really are going to spend $750, and if you can wait until the fall or whatever, it will behoove you to get the GK110 that's coming out. Now, basically one card has 4.5 teraflops of processing power. You get two cards, you have 9 teraflops of processing power, so that is amazing. So if you're going to spend $750 for a card, you might as well wait till a better SKU comes out, the GK110. That's just my opinion. Alright, next up, StarCraft getting global play and more. Basically, people are asking this Blizzard to come out with a new feature, and they're finally doing it. They're going to have resuming multiplayer matches from replays playing in other global regions and watching replays together with other folks. So this should be a good patch coming out soon. I'm not sure what it is, but that's always good, right? Getting what the customer wants. And this one right here is Portal 2 Perpetual Testing Initiative starts now, and they're seeing how people would use the map and everything like that. And I have another article concluding on how it went, and I think like 35,000 custom maps were made when they used this. They started this and everything like that. Next up, we have the GTX 680 for the win, released by EVGA. Price point is going to be $569. It's going to have a 6+8 pin, and basically, hopefully, they'll have a different voltage limit on these cards. Hopefully 1.2 and not the 1.1175 volts like the standard GTX 680 does. The For the Win will be priced at $569, and then the EVGA GTX For the Win 4 gigs is going to price point around $629. So again, if you're going to spend that much, you might as well wait for the GK110. If you can't, go ahead and get it, I guess. Next up, we have Gigabyte announces the international release of the P2542G Blu-ray gaming notebook. It's a 1920 by 1080p and all that good stuff. So, let's see, it has a 7,200 RPM HDD SSD, or I should say hard drive. Sorry about that. And then it has a SSD if you want. Has HDMI. Has a GTX 660M GPU with GDDR5, 2 gigs of VRAM. It has the Intel Core i7 3610QM quad-core processor. So if you're in the gaming notebook, probably check this out. And I'm probably gonna guess it's gonna cost probably $1,200 maybe for it, $1,400. It all depends, because laptops that are geared for the gaming community are really, really expensive. And finally, Thermaltake has finally jumped the bandwagon and finally released a all-in-one cooler. Now again, this might be made by them, or it can be made by Zotac or Cool-It, or they did it by themselves. I'm not sure. But pretty much Zotac and Cool-It are the ones who are making all these all-in-one coolers and stuff. H100, H70, H50, H60, whatever you want to call it. So here they are. So I don't see why all these companies, like, I think Zotac should just start their own business and everything like that, doing all-in-one coolers, get rid of the middleman, and they'll make a lot of money because a lot of people are interested in this kind of cooling right here for all-in-one units. So you have the 120 rad right here, or excuse me, 240 rad, and then you have a 120 rad, and then a thicker 120 rad right here for the last one. So we'll see how this sells, how it performs. It's probably going to perform probably like a Corsair would. So if you're looking for an all-in-one cooler, just get the one that cost the least, needless to say. Next up, this is good news for NVIDIA fans. TSMC gives NVIDIA priority for 28 nanometer manufacturing, meaning, come on now, hope everybody gets it, meaning that they're giving priority towards NVIDIA. When they want something to come out with 28 nanometer, NVIDIA is going to get it. So that means maybe more availability of the GTX 680s, more availability, if they haven't sold out already, the GTX 670s, more availability of the GK 110s when they come out, all that stuff. So that would be really good if basically NVIDIA can spit them out by using TSMC to come out with their 28 nanometer manufacturing process. So hopefully we won't see any delays, and that's when NVIDIA is going to be able to make a lot of money, is putting out products that people want, because I know a lot of places GTX the 680 is already sold out. I'm getting tongue-tied. It's only 9:30. Wow, I got a long ways to go. Alright, next up, NVIDIA basically is allowing their technology to be used in the open source community, which is awesome. And basically, I'm going to give you a little shindig, or whatever you want to call it. NVIDIA today announced that LLVM, one of the industry's most popular open source compilers, now supports NVIDIA GPUs, dramatically expanding the range of researchers, independent software vendors, ISVs, and programming languages that can take advantage of the benefits of GPU acceleration. So that's pretty cool. Bad news for today, sort of. BioShock Infinite is delayed, until 2013. So we'll see if they're gonna see. Game will be delayed until February 26th of next year. So February 26th is the expected launch date for this game. And then again, I already said it, NVIDIA launches the GTX 670 performance graphics card. It uses 6+6 pin. It uses the 256-bit wide memory interface. Price point is around $400, but it'll depend on the markup, on what Newegg does and all that stuff. Of course, TDP is rated at 170 watts. You can support 4-way SLI if you want to, so we'll see how they perform, and from what I've seen, they perform pretty good. Alright, I already talked about the AMP edition. This is just re-emphasizing. Basically, the Zotac is going to be around $439 for the 670 amp edition. Excuse me, not the 680, but the 670 amp edition. So if you are interested in that, check that out if you want overclocking, more voltage, and all that stuff. Alright, next up we have EVGA launches a trio of the GTX 670 cards since they are released, and I'm not really going to get into specs too much, but I'll try to find the price point. The base model 2GB and 4GB are priced at $400 and $469. The superclock to 2GB and 4GB will go between $419 and $489, and the 2GB for the win will go for $439. So you're seeing that they're trying to basically come out with a price point that buyers would be interested in upgrading if they do have the cash for it. Next up, Fractal Design launches a new fan controller called the Adjust 108, and it's pretty interesting as far as the design and everything. It's actually it uses a slide button or whatever you want to call it to adjust RPMs or speed. And this looks like a 3D model, to be completely honest. It doesn't look like the real deal. So let me see if I can click next. Alright, there's the box. It has 6 channels. I'm seeing what kind of watts it can use. 36 watts per channel, and it has bicolor beneath of each of the 6 sliders. So alright, it's going to be made out of aluminum, 1 LED per channel, intensity jumper for LEDs, uses only one 5¼ inch bay. Let's see what this says, and it's just giving you the specifications and everything like that. So okay, so if you're interested in a fan controller, go ahead and check that out. But it really doesn't say any of the prices or anything like that. So we'll see. Let me look on the spec sheet. No price on that, so I can't give you a price if you are interested in this. Alright, next up is the Portal 2 Perpetual Testing Initiative test results, as I was talking about. And where is it? Released days ago, has already results in over 35,000, right here, 35,000 maps created by users, collectively consumed via more than 1.3 million downloads, which is just ridiculous. So this was a success, and we'll see what they do after this. Alright, you have a GTX 690, you feel good about spending that $1,000. Well, finally EVGA gives you the option to adjust that LED as far as brightness. You can do it when you have frames per second, you can do it on your temperatures and everything like that when it gets really bright. That's basically what you can do with this LED. What about the GTX 680 owners? So you're saying people that spend $1,000 should get priority over the 680 owners? You know, I think that's really messed up. It should be the 680, the 690, and the 670, not specific the GTX 690 by EVGA. EVGA, you need to also think about your other consumers too. Next up, we have Tim is behind Ivy Bridge, and basically they're talking about here in Tech Power Up how if you are able to use different TIM, you'll actually get 23% lower by using better TIM, and I think they use Cool Laboratory TIM. So here's the translated article right here by Tech Power Up. But what I did was used Google Translate to show you the actual page itself. All this is in Japanese, but I used Google Translate and it tells you everything like that. So basically they're saying, hey, we have a 3770K, we took the IHS off, they used a knife, and this is what it looks like if I'm able to, make it bigger. There you go, that's what it looks like. And then let me see if I can get you the results. That's what you really want. Okay, going. They used OCZ Freeze, and they used Cool Laboratory Liquid Pro, which is basically a metal TIM. Basically, it's liquid metal. So here it is. Basically, they said, hey, after we put the TIM on, we used some double-sided tape to do it. So that's pretty funny. Hey, gotta be, thinking of another way to hold the IHS, and they use double-sided tape. So there you go, and this is with Liquid Metal Pro, it almost looks like. So let me go down here and show you their test setup right here. They did at 3.5 gigahertz at their operating temperature is rated for operation at clock. The operating temperature for 4.6 gigahertz, 1.2 volts. The cooler takes advantage of the Silver Arrow SB. So here we are. Let me go down. So that's like their test setup, and here are the results right here. Now let me see. Okay, yeah, that's plenty big so you guys can see it. So here we go. Alright, now let me see if I'm seeing this right. Alright, this right here, this is the OCZ Freeze Extreme. I don't know why they put Freeze Extreme, but that's the OCZ Freeze Thermal Paste. And it says for, I think, 3.5 gigahertz, what they're using, it's 53 degrees max load, 35 at idle, and this is probably stock right here using the stock cooler. That's what I'm assuming. Okay, with Liquid Metal Pro, it's 34 degrees idle and then 50 load. And then here's the stock cooler, 38 load, 84 max load. OCZ is 39 idle, 69 max load. And then with the Liquid Pro, and I forgot to mention this is using it at 4.6 gigahertz at 1.2 volts. And then Liquid Pro idle is 37, and then max load is 64. So if you're thinking that you're ballsy and you want to see if your results will match up to this Japanese source that did release this information, it looks like you can use Liquid Pro and you'll get the best temps, it looks like. Alright, now I really don't need to do this one. Okay, basically I'm not going to put this in the link description or whatever, but basically Double XP weekend, and they're coming out with a couple of maps and everything. It was supposed to be May 12th through the 14th. Well, that got cannexed, and it's going to be May 24th through the 27th, around there, something like that. I know it says it on your Battlefield log if you actually log in. So, no Double XP weekend. Basically, servers were crashing from my understanding when I was talking to my friend when I was at work. Alright, next up, some good news. If you do have a cell phone and or laptop or car or anything like that, if you are interested in this article, new nanostructure for batteries keep going and going. Basically, they improved the battery life of ion batteries, which is awesome, which is what your cell phone uses, or your car, if you do have a car that's battery powered and everything like that. What they did towards the process and everything like that. So that is awesome. Good news for you guys. If you have ARMA 2, let me go ahead and make sure. Yep, ARMA 2, and it says :CO. You have Alpha Daisy, and what it is like a real life zombie kind of apocalypse deal and everything like that, and it's completely free. All you need is the game ARMA 2. So that's awesome. Also, if you guys are interested in Crysis, you can get Crysis Wreckage, which is, let me see if I can get some pictures for you guys. And that looks like a download. So here, let me scroll down. And then of course it has some crap. So that's awesome. Basically, it's trying to get me to download more shit. Pardon my language. So I can't do that. I can't show you the pictures because it's trying to get me to download Xvid. But anyway, here's a picture right here of it. And then they have a trailer. Let me see if I can open it up and just view image. Okay, I see what I did. You try to do view image, and basically they'll make it really, really small. So let me go real quick like this. Alright, there's a picture of it before the advertisement. Exit out. Alright, do another picture. Man, this is ridiculous. Alright, here's another picture. It's loaded. See, there you go. Before it loads up, there you go. Gotta exit out. Okay, and basically, if you want, they have this download as a complete standalone, meaning you can just download this and play it and you don't need Crysis. Or you could download the mod and then there's a patch for it too. So that's awesome. That is it for PC news you can use. Sorry for the hiccups in me speaking. It is only 9:41 here and I've been up since 8, so I'm still waking up and everything like that. But again, thank you for your support, and as always, comment, subscribe, rate this video, click that like button. You guys have a great day, and I'll put up my screen name maybe later on for BF3 for when that double XP happens next week. Take it easy, guys. Peace.